Kylan, obviously an emotional game. Just where'd this one go wrong, and what do you guys have to take from this?
Repeat that one more time at the end for me.
Where did this go wrong, and what do you got to take
Um, they just dominated us on the glass, in the paint. I mean, the second half, at that mid mark, they kind of just ran away with it. We weren't able to get a bucket. Their defensive pressure was elite throughout the night, and then, they're very physical and big team, and they just beat us on the glass tonight and dominated the game.
For both of you guys, how do you feel like you handled that physicality, and what was it about it? I mean, it's maybe one of the teams that can match up as big as you guys are.
I think beginning of the game and then towards that mid second half, I think we were doing really well. Then, just there was a stretch where we weren't doing well anymore. But yeah.
Question for either of you. Just what's kind of the message in the locker room after a tough game like that? There's still 2 games left in a Big Ten tournament, NCAA tournament. What's kind of the message after a tough loss to Michigan?
The message. They're a really good team, best team in the conference, and we just got to learn from that. They dominated us on the glass. Their physicality bothered us, and I think that's just what we got to take. Like, we can't let a team come out here, especially on our home court, just come out here and just bully us the way that they did. And then just defensively, we just got to get back to our principles. We got to communicate a lot better than we did, and then just get back on track.
You were matched up with the Yanks a lot of work from the jump today. Can you talk a little bit about what that experience was like, trying to go to work against a guy like that?
He was picking me up 94 feet the whole game, being physical, getting through ball screens, just pressuring me the whole time, just making it hard. He's a really great player. He did a good job. Then also, I think just their team defense in general was really good. You can switch 4 ways. It's hard to score a lot.
For both of you, Kylan, if you could start, and then Keaton, you guys have seen 2 projected 1 seeds in the NCAA tournament. What can you take from the experience against UConn and now Michigan?
Yeah, I feel like we haven't, and no discredit to any teams that we've lost to either, but I feel like a couple of those games that we may have beat ourselves. I feel like this has been a while since we played a team that beat us for sure. Just go watch the film. I remember this feeling because 2 more games from now, there's no more opportunities really. You got to take care of business the first time.
You said it really good. We just got to learn from those 2 games to know, for our goal to get to Final Four national championship, we're gonna have to play a team of that caliber. So we just got to get prepared. We got to have good practices going forward. Learn a lot from, the games that we've lost, and just to see what we got to get better at.
Kylan, to phrase it like this is the first team that's beaten you guys in a while. Just how does that maybe hit differently than games you feel like maybe you guys didn't play your best and lost?
From being hurt to even playing again, you don't really think you'll experience that feeling again that we had against UConn. And we knew they were really good, but they really just dominated us tonight. That's it.
Kylan is a team leader, losing 4 of 6 leading into March. What's got to be the message from you, Tommy, guys who have been there, Ben, Jake? What's got to happen in the coming weeks here?
Like I said, that feeling of the opportunities that you have are going to be very slim coming up. I'm actually so frustrated in myself and disappointed in how I played tonight. I feel like I let us down tonight, and I just can't afford that type of stuff for this team. These guys, they lean on me, I lean on them, but we just watch the film, get back in the lab, focus on Oregon, and at the end of the day, just regroup.
Kylan, I just kind of sound like you're a little surprised by the totality of what happened today. So how do you what maybe did you not see coming as part of this game that has, it seems like, surprised you?
Yeah, nah, I wouldn't say surprised. Right now, I'm just really frustrated in myself. But we knew how good they were. We knew what they would run. We knew how physical of a team they were. They matched us with length as well. Yeah, I'm just really just frustrated right now.
Keaton, what have you learned about just dealing with different kind of defenders? I mean, they're throwing everything at you. The Yaxel, 6'9", 240 at you. What have you learned about dealing with that and operating an offense through that?
Yeah, for me, it's just taking what the game gives me, trying not to, force anything. I think tonight, I had too many turnovers. Really, I let his physicality kind of bother me. And then when we go on, when we went on a little run, and I got a steal on him, and I went in fast break, and then I got tripped up a little and lost the ball. I mean, I just can't do that. But yeah, just taking what the game gives me, trying not to do anything special or anything extra. Just if they're putting two on me, get it out of my hands quick. If they're leaving me one-on-one, try to make a play, score the ball, or kick out to a teammate.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
All right.
Okay, we'll start with Coach's opening statement.
Yeah, congratulate Michigan. Whoa, they're good. And my hat's off to Dusty and that crew. They were the better team tonight. I hope we get the opportunity to play them again, once or twice. But yeah, they owned the paint. The game was dominated there. I thought Merez in the first half was the best player on the court. His offensive rebounding, his activity, and then in the second half a day was better than good. And so my hat's off. They're a team that we've been very, very good all year at exploiting mismatches. They're pretty good. They don't have a lot. It's my hat's off to Yaxel. Picking up Keaton full. We've seen that a lot before. Maybe just not at the level of NBA talent athlete that he is. I thought we got some good shots, but we got out rebounded. I thought the physical punch, the physical fight of the game, they brought it to us better than we brought it to them, and usually that means the outcome that was there. But had a chance, got it to 5. And, night where, again, we got some good looks and didn't make them, but give them credit for causing that.
Yeah, you touched on Perez's night, but can you go into a little more detail about, watching a guy that you helped develop go off on a night like that, and the emotions surrounding that?
Well, I don't have any emotions. He's a good player. There's, that's the new world. I mean, I love Merez to death. And I mean, he's a terrific young man. He left for the reasons that he left for, which you would have to ask him. But we do what we do in our program. We're the best development program in the country. And, I know that the everyday lifting with Fletch and all the stuff that we did. There's a reason he played before he broke his hand. He was an important piece to our team last year and our success. So he's a next level guy, and he showed that tonight.
Coach, with March on the horizon, what can the group take from this game tonight?
Yeah, you learn from every loss. We've got to own the fact that Ade had a night. Merez had a night, and I think that we've seen that physicality full court with Keaton a lot, but we can't have a night where Andre doesn't grab a rebound, Kylan grabs one, Tommy and Z aren't even a factor on the glass, and we have to own that. And so we've been dominant on the glass all night, but again, that's that's where you learn from a loss, and we've been really good at doing that, and over the course of time, and I hope this just reignites a flame under us, and creates a connectivity and a little bite as we go down the stretch.
Brad, you guys have seen two probable number 1 seeds in the NCAA tournament. What do you want your team to take from those two experiences in particular?
Yeah, it's who you got to beat. That's it. The message is really clear. That's what I talked about in the postgame. We got us as a 2 seed, and to beat a 1, that physicality, that nastiness, that grit, that fight, that's on me. That's not on them. That's on me. I gotta do a much better job of getting us much nastier, and in those situations. And I've said it many times. We scrimmaged Florida. We had way more fight against them than we did tonight, and they're more physical than Michigan. And we didn't have that tonight, and that's because we've gotten a little bit maybe content. That's on me.
Brad.
You've won a couple of Big Ten tournament championships here. Dusty was talking about what it's like to win an expanded league like this. You wouldn't mind speaking on the challenge of doing that over the course of a long season?
Yeah, they've won a lot of games, and they're very, very good. I mean, they're as good a basketball team as maybe I've seen in this league in my 9 years here. Maybe Tom's first Jaren Jackson team and was pretty good, but this one's really good. It's I don't want to say I don't own the Big Ten championship as much. I don't pay attention to the standings because of the so much imbalance in the schedule. I play a lot more towards the analytics and March in the NCAA tournament. But it's my hat's off to them, and they've earned it, and they deserve the opportunity to hoist that trophy, and they did that tonight.
Brad, Kylan was kind of frustrated with himself. You've talked about
good.
What do you need from him, Tommy,
Good.
Jake, Ben,
Leadership.
leading into March?
Leadership, nastiness, toughness, defending with Kylan Boswell can go do everything Yaxel can do. It's my job to get him to do that. We've seen that. We've got to get back to post Nebraska mindset on the defensive side. Just getting gritty, nasty. Our basics, we've done a little too much on that end, in my opinion. I got to get that rectified, and it all starts with Kylan and Tommy.
How do you do that?
Just demand it in practice, and this group wants to win. They care a lot, and so that's not going to be a problem. But the lesson was learned, and they took the belt off, and beat our behinds with it, and. If you like that too much, then you should probably go to the rec center and play.
Brad, you built your offense this year around hunting mismatches. Keaton kind of found his footing in the second half. What mismatches, if any, were there that you felt you maybe weren't able to exploit?
That's why they're good. That's why they're good. That's why that I thought we played a little much to what we call our little side ball in the first half, trying to take advantage of Merck in some of those mismatches. Second half, we freed up a little bit, and we got back to some of our stuff more at the top. But again, I thought that credit to their personnel, it's really good, and it's we got some mismatches based on some of their substitutions, but for the most part, probably as many challenges as we've had exploiting mismatches.
Coach Andre's coming off the bench. His minutes are done quite a bit. Is he feeling okay from a physical standpoint?
Yeah, he's physical standpoint. That's we got to. He's got to get on the court. We got to get him guarding and rebounding back to the level that he is. And that's he's a big part of what we do, and we got to get back to that.
Brad, just sort of looking ahead, just sort of knowing that there's so few opportunities left, and there's obviously the end of the regular season in the Big Ten tournament. You had just mentioned, is second ago talking about nastiness. Can you sort of expand on that a little bit more, just knowing
Yeah,
what's ahead and knowing what the team's goals are moving forward?
Yeah, I mean our goals never change. It's win a national championship, and we're plenty good enough to do that. We weren't tonight, but we've done that for a lot of games. We had a 12-game win streak, and be nice to get back and go win 11 now, but or what 12, whatever the number is. But I just think that it's a matter of consistency, refining a few things. We've done it multiple times this year, and we'll do it again as we move forward.
Brad, losing or slipping in that nastiness and that fighting, can you pinpoint it back to anything, or is it just complacency over time?
Yes, and that's on me. No, to look no further than the guy sitting up here, letting that happen, and it always catches you at some point, and it smacks you in the face, and you don't doesn't feel very good, and don't like saying that about my team very often, but they played harder than we did. They played nastier than we did tonight.
The first half, both teams seemed pretty evenly matched. What do you think was the biggest difference in the second half that allowed Michigan to kind of pull away and go on their run?
I don't have my readers, but look at their field goal percentage, and the second half it was just a day dunk fest. Our whole mindset is protect the logo and don't give up layups, and just it was a lot of breakdowns on that side. Offensively, we were fine. We played pretty good offensively, and good enough to probably win a game against a team like that. But on the defensive side, that was abysmal.
Fewer turnovers in the second half, but 7 first half, and nothing get going. What led to maybe more than you've seen from this team?
I have no idea. I mean, we've done that in an occasional game. It's a hit or miss deal with us. We usually don't do that. Ball was out of Kylan's hands a good amount because of some of those, but I think Keaton had the lowest usage rate in the first half that he's had in league play, and tribute again to them. But yeah, and live ball, a lot of live ball turnovers. I mean, Kylan dribbles one off his knee. Dre fumbles one out of bounds, or 2 out of bounds, I guess. And it's just a stuff that can't happen.
With Andre, you talk about defense rebounding. How do you get that going again? Is there anything in particular from those two things you want to see them go on?
Yeah, I mean, and we need his athleticism. We need his length, and again, he was good in practice yesterday. He fought the high ankle sprain and was back, and I don't care if he scores a point. I don't. He's going to score some points for us on most nights, and I'm not trying to be critical of him, and then we got going a little bit with Jake and Ben, and so it was all right. But I just snapped my fingers, magic. But I think the one thing that is, we've won a lot of games with Dre, and we gotta have that, and his nastiness and ability to go rebounds huge for us.
Matt and Jeremy, Brad, what are you seeing out of Z and Tommy that concerns you the most?
I think defensively, I think Z's an elite defender that I keep saying I've got to get him on the court more. 2 fouls in the first half was not something that excited me too much, and they're both very talented offensive guys and give us that stuff, but it's just we got to have consistent rebounding, consistent post defense. And all that's it's a two-way street because most of it's in ball screens, and we got to start that with Kylan and Keaton.
Brett, I was going to ask something similar. What does the front court need to take away from that? I know it's an elite Michigan front court, but what do they need to learn from?
Yeah, just take notes. The easy baskets I just thought that the first half Everything was in the 3-foot radius of the rim, and Merez just owned it. Merez got every ball, and the physicality, the hit. We all know Merez, first play of the game. Just let me see how hard I can go hit Merck, and just launched him, and that physicality is got to be matched back, and we've done that at times. We did that in Tennessee. We did that in our Florida scrimmage. We've done that in different games, and but we have to come up with balls. Ben had a ball ripped out of his hands. That's just the nastiness that again are the margins.
David seemed like he was playing a lot of intensity. You know, obviously a tough matchup with Merez, who's picking him up sometimes when he's bringing the ball up. What did you see from him tonight, and how do you think he handled the Merez matchup?
Yeah, I thought he was fine. I thought he settled too much on some of the matchups with guards with Ian McKinney on him, and he shoots a 9-footer, and instead of taking a couple extra bounces and getting into the front of the rim. But Merck's a really good player. He's got a lot of responsibility on the defensive end for us with coverages, and he's guarding different matchups, perimeter and big. So it wasn't his best night, but it wasn't awful. And he's, like I said, he had 10 rebounds in a big boy game.
Coach, Michigan can speed teams up, obviously, especially off those live ball turnovers that you talked about. Is your transition defense something you're concerned about moving forward, or is it just a product of the opponent tonight?
I thought we had one. Namari got a corner 3, and I thought that was pretty much the only really stupid one, because we don't turn the ball over, so I don't have to worry about it much. But they're picking us up full court, played into our hands. Because we want to be slower. We want to take time off the clock. We want to do those things and play in the half court because we're so good at it. But I was excited about that piece of it. But you can't dribble it off your knee. You can't have a back tap and lose a ball. And those are the little things that they forced us into. Thank you.